and gentlemen, we back again to your screen lively with Yunus Gurkan. Yunus Gurkan is valuable of my colleague for long years. We worked together in Turkish Healthcare Travel Council. He was first president of Thermal Group, then the two-term of Secretary General. Now he is member of advisory board as well. But for time being, as professionally working with Travelmet, and he will gonna make a presentation for us on the topics, treatments at health certified environments. Mr. Yunus Gurkan, please share your screen and go ahead with your presentation. Yes, we can see your presentation.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Right, sure. Go ahead, please.
Okay, now, okay, fine. Finally, this is Murphy's Law. A lot of things are going on. By the way, first of all, let me greet all the attendees and all the distinguished guests. And it's all the delegates and ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to stage this presentation from the capital city of Ankara. And overall, I don't want to move in the terms of some other presenters' time slot, but my presentation is going to take, shorter than what others are expected. Last couple of days been very exciting, and we heard definitely several high-end treatments and high-end established hospitals presentations in the terms of what's going on in the country of Turkey. And these are the very valuable experts presented the latest technologies and the cures and the major treatments on the human body. So overall, before I start the enlarging and talking about the terms of what the health certified environments and health is living zones, I would like to mention the role of Travelmet Global Health Tourism Group. Basically, as our president, Mr. Çakmak, mentioned a few minutes ago, I got involved with the Turkish Healthcare Travel Council so many years. And now professionally, we are involved with the Travelmet and our Intimate group. And we are part of the health tourism, not just in Turkey, but globally. What Travelmet does overall, specialize in a wide array of procedures and effective treatment methods for the low-cost options, medical appointments, cost estimates for the anticipated treatments, travel and accommodation arrangements, and overall with the other ground transfers and flights and airport transfers and so forth. As international healthcare, health tourism, and medical travel have grown, the importance of the cross-cultural competence and the cultural safety has taken a greater importance. In the year, like what we're experiencing, the travel industry facing challenges like never before.
Change your slide, Mr. Yunus. Your slide is not changing.
Well, it will change in a minute.
With the first slide, actually.
Okay, what's happening here? We already went this. Okay.
Now is okay. You can go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Overall, the cultural safety also has taken a greater importance. And while this is happening, and while all this thing developing, the industry faced quite a bit challenges, which is unprecedented. All these challenges affected the travel and the tourism industry. As I said, last couple of days, we heard a lot of explanations and treatments and academic, presentations, but I'm going to take us at Immoral Level as a tourism expert and as a hotelier. And while this is happening, while this COVID hit the countries globally, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism developed industry-leading safe tourism guide. And this becomes not just for the accommodation hotels, but also the Immoral Level for the other areas of the treatments and as well as with the involvement with the providing services. Republic of Turkey Ministry of Culture has a safe tourism program, and this is one of its first kind. and Safe Tourism Certificate Program led by the Culture of Ministry has been developed with the contributions of Ministry of Health, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and cooperation with the stakeholders of the industry. Overall, what happened at this moment, I'm going to get into the ideas, the accreditation of the institutions and authorized inspected accommodations, not just for the hotels, but the food and beverage facilities and other involved levels in the terms of with the culture, art, congress facilities, theme parks, sea tourism facilities, based on the various international standards and criteria for Safe Tourism Certificate Program. Following those involvement, the participants start taking involvements with their facilities, and these facilities got inspected with the other institution accreditation companies, and these are well-known companies globally. Basically, this Safe Tourism Certification Program led by the Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Internal Affairs, and Ministry of the Foreign Affairs. While this was going on, all the accommodations, hotels, and other involved companies basically start receiving the Safe Tourism Certificate. The Safe Tourism Certificate was issued by the major well-known accreditation companies like the Bureau of SSS and Turkish Standard Institutions, and Two Reiners and others provided the certificates in order the global standards are applied in the accommodations and the environment that provides hospitality for the coming guests. Besides this involvement, major hotel companies also, like the Accor, Hilton, established their manifestos and established their health systems in terms of like the clean stay and all safety and so forth. And their hotels also provided this kind of accredited treatment facilities, and therefore what becomes in the involvement level that the campaign rapidly joined the whole sector, and it becomes a great momentum. Back-to-back certifications produced to ensure the support, promote these countries, not just in the country-wise, but regionally. While I'm going to talk about this, if you recall, 2017 at the Global Healthcare Forum in Amman, Jordan, we identified the health tourism, not just with the few ideas of the medical, dental, or thermal, but the 8 segments of the approach becomes the major health tourism sectors points. And these were basically medical, dental, thermal, medical, spa wellness, culinary, sports, and accessible and assisted residential. Why I brought this up? Because in the involved level of the safe tourism, it's not just like the hospitals, clinics, and so forth, but the other involved level, just get involved with this safe tourism certificates and providing an idea and support towards the healthy living zones. Like as I said, the certified accommodation facilities, certified restaurant cafes, and certified culture facilities, sea tourism facilities, theme parks, lift facilities, and transfers and so forth. Cultural safety in health tourism is a major issue. When I said cultural safety, when someone comes from a different country and they get treated in the certain parts of the country, the importance of the understanding of their needs and so forth has become a major issue. In Anatolia, with a history that stretches back to down in time, Anatolia has hosted many civilizations and belief of the systems. To this day, you can see the both remnants and living testimony of different beliefs and regions in our cities. And talking about the immoral level, I'm just going to take us not just accommodation, the hotels and the clinics, but the thermal areas like in Afyon, Balıkesir, Sivas, and other areas also joined the safe tourism campaign and certification. And Coral Afyon is one of them that I'm just going to mention. starting with their all the Immoral Level, with the cleaning, hygiene level, disinfectation, and so forth. And they provide the utmost manifest the Immoral treatment levels, as well as to the guests that coming to the country. Treatments and the health certified environments, not just like in the thermal areas, Istanbul, Antalya, Cappadocia, Izmir, and Ankara has also areas that, besides the hotels, we have the clinics, we have the hospitals, we have the dental areas that providing this hygiene levels and making sure that all the patients coming to the country receives the utmost treatment level with the hygiene level and dealing with this health certified certificates. Istanbul has a lot of different clinics and hospitals. In Antalya, Izmir has hospitals and clinics, and overall Izmir area. And talking about Cappadocia, these are the areas that becoming that zones that providing not just like the hospitals and then clinics, but with their hotels and with their accommodations. Talking about Ankara, give me a second, please. Let me just grab a water. Okay. Back to Ankara. Ankara, where I'm from, basically capital of Turkey and capital of healthcare. And new developed world-class Ankara hospitals are shaping the Turkish healthcare industry. Overall, Turkey is one of the most advanced health cities. And with one foot in Europe and other in the Near East, Turkey is a vastland of diverse cultures and landscapes, and Ankara is right in the center of it. New major presence on the world's economic political scene is taking place in Ankara, and major ministries have spent millions spread the word that Turkey welcomes medical and health travelers. Through this perspective, several hospital brands like Live, Medicana, Memorial Medical Park hospitals are among the pioneers. Private hospital business in Turkey, which has branches in Ankara. These health groups sustains the progression on the way to determine standards of the future health services, also thanks to the growth strategy of solid private Ankara hospitals like Güven, Koru, Bayındır, Başkent, Lokman Hekim, and also Dentapol Dental and Entamed clinics are evolving to make the Ankara treatments diversity. Few words about the Ankara. As I said, these are the levels that Ankara is shaping. One thing, 2020 was a year that we need to forget, but overall, I'm going to give a number that 2019 Ankara medical institutions welcome over 300,000 foreign patients for medical travelers. Well, a few more slogans. Ankara healthcare capital of Turkey, regional healthcare destination, prime healthcare destination, and leading healthcare destination. The heart of the Turkey now pounds in Ankara, thanks to pioneer university hospitals, Turkey major private hospitals, and Ankara own medical treatment and private hospital brands which reforms the healthcare capital city as healthcare capital of Turkey. While this is happening in final stage, Ministry of Health wanted to make sure that the guests as well as the patients coming from different parts of the world needed to be handled properly, and they issue a certification program becomes a solid accreditation for the facilitator companies. And Travelmet is one of them. And Travelmet received the International Health Tourism Authorization Certificate with its Turkish Travel Association support. And it's one of the, out of the, probably right now, there's 100 of them right now, is one of them. What Travelmet does is basically, we travel, arrange the medical appointments, cost estimate for anticipated treatments, discount flight rates and additional benefits, facilitation of admission and discharge of the follow-up process, and arrange the guest house accommodation services, travel and accommodation arrangements, and multi-language staff is there to provide the utmost needs of any patient come to the country. And again, overall, the airport transfers and air and ground ambulance services also part of the travel health tourism services. Well, I'm staging this as I'm received the initial introduction, and I'm currently senior advisory board member of Turkish Healthcare Travel Council, which I was Secretary General for 2 terms, and before I was the Thermal Medical Spa Group President, and also as a founding member of the Secretary General and Supervisory Board President, Global Healthcare Travel Council, now actively involved with the health tourism with TRAVELMED and Entamed Group, and then Topol and so forth. Well, thank you for the patience, and we are delighted to meet you all. We will be happy to receive any inquiries, assist parties, and for any treatments that is needed for your patients at Turkey. We're going to give a code, and Dr. Yalcin mentioned that we're going to have a surprise, but remember that we have a surprise, and please keep the email address at the bottom, which is tmtexpo@entamed.com. You can inquire all the surprises through this. Thank you so much for your patience, and hope to see you sometime providing the treatments, whatever is needed in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yunus, for your presentation and information given about Ankara destination especially. Thank you for that.